Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, all the things. Hey Lindsay, how you doing? Hey, I never know how to say your name. It's really terrible of me, I'm really sorry. But I know who you are. I'm going to try Ein Meinung. Hello, how you doing? Hey Patrick, how you doing? How's it going? So a bit of a random one today. Because I'm a little bit behind on my videos. I've been feeling the funk. I've been feeling the burn a little bit with the old PZ building. So I thought I'd come back to something I haven't touched for ages. Jesse, hey Jesse, that's way easier. Yes. I thought I'd come back to something I haven't touched for ages, and that is the community zoo. Because a bunch of work has been done on this. Well, some work has been done. Some work has been done on this. To the. Hang on a minute. I've got weird controls going on. There we go. So this has had a bunch of. It's got this something weird going on. That my controls are like a bit floaty. I think it's just this area is super high on the piece count. So Rem has done a bunch of work in here. It's really weird. It's like when I move the it's like it continues moving after I've stopped pressing to move. So this is the gift shop, which if you remember this before, so I left this as completely as a shell, and Rem has done some beautiful work. Getting loads of drop frames, aren't we? Let's go to the main camera. Hey Fauna, how you doing? So yeah, Rem's done like loads of cool additions to it, plushies and whatever. It didn't give him that much space. Actually, that seems to be performing a bit better. We're getting drop frames, guys. It's look alright from you guys. Seems to be. I think it's just that my computer is probably now struggling with this area, to be honest. So yeah, he's done this really cool additions to everything. I love this little section. So this is all the. Are the frames really low? I wonder if it is just in this room, because I know there's a load of light in there. It looks like it's dropping some, but it doesn't look too bad. No, it's OBS. I wonder if it's just that. I know I had a thing recently where I had problems, didn't I, fairly recently. It's not the game either, because I've turned the game down. Is it dropping? It's constantly dropping frames, isn't it? It's not my CPU, it's... Okay, we might have to start again, because it looks like it's dropping frames constantly. It's so weird though. We only started having this recently on YouTube. Yeah, it's like hitching, isn't it? I just felt that big hitch there. It's going to be a pain to build if I'm dropping frames constantly. Yeah, it's like less than 60 FPS the whole time. What shall I do? So I could try restarting the stream. I have a feeling I know what it might be. This might end the stream, but we shall see. If this ends the stream, guys, don't worry. I will be back on this same stream in a minute. So give me a second. I just want to see if I can fix this. Okay, are we back? Are we back in the world? Are we back in the world? Let's see what's... I think I'm streaming again. Is it still choppy? That might be better. I feel like that might be better. We are back. We're back. We're back. You have a small but really creative community. Yeah, I do. There's lots of really cool There's lots of really cool little communities all sprinkled all over the PZ worlds. Or maybe we don't want to go in there again. Maybe let's just have a little peek, see if it drops all the frames again. Looks out of focus. Really? Oh, that actually might be the settings, to be honestly. So let me see if I can put that back up again. Let me go back up to high. It does look out of focus, doesn't it? Their faces are all out of focus. What the hell's going on? Yeah, I think we just can't go in there. Is it a bit fuzzy for everybody? That's... It feels weird. It feels weird. Hey Kitty, how you doing? Hey J Raffy. Time's on a random Wednesday. Yeah, well we're having some technical issues. It feels like it's moving funny as well. I don't quite understand why. Do I usually have VSync on? Yeah, it is 1080p, but it's still dropping frames again. I'm going to put it back to medium then. Shouldn't be that bad. I mean, compared to Tigwadu, this place is tiny. Like, I guess we are in a really high piece count area. I wonder if it's just the light. Anyway, right, I'm gonna my plan was to work inside this bit of the building. So this was guest services that we added a while ago, and if you remember, we had the conference room back here, which I think I'm still pretty happy with. I think this still looks pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's literally just that my computer is struggling to render all of the stuff that's going on here. I think what it is that there's loads of lights on. So we'll see how we get on, guys. If it proves to be a complete pain, we'll just abort. It will abort mission. So yeah, we did the guest services area. I think I did all this. I don't really remember now. I think I did all this. And then we've got this sort of chunk of weirdness going on out here. There is also a bunch of other stuff we've got to do with this zoo now, because Zoov did a load of changes and then decided he didn't want to do it anymore. So we've got a bunch of habitats that are kind of like half done now, which is all a bit confusing. So we've actually got, I think we've got like a bunch of places that we could have new people join if they wanted to. Hey Beckaboo, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know why. Hopefully the stream sorts itself out. Oh my god, we've got plushies. we got plushies. We've got an invasion of plushies. Anyway, yeah, so I don't really know. I don't really know. I think he just basically just got, I mean, I guess everybody got a bit burned out. It's been very slow from my side. Like it's been kind of dipping in and out of this project, and he's done some really cool work. Like, I think this is his, and this has ended up being kind of several people's. What's a bit of a shame is that Zoov had actually done a whole load of new stuff. Like, he changed a load of this, and then I think he just decided, I don't know, like most of these habitats feel like they're kind of halfway through, which is always a bit tricky, because then if someone else comes in, like someone else wants to come in and then finish in someone else's habitat, it's always a bit of a pain. But I vaguely remember this all being way more done. And in fact, the last thing I think was a contribution was that he changed all of this, and this was previously all done by Chrissy, and I did some stuff to it. But anyway, it's all a bit of a shame. But I've been a bit burnt out of PZ as well, just been busy RL stuff. I think with animal packs are good, but they tend to be quicker to get bored of. Yeah, that is a bit of a thing. I mean, I tend to do, and the reason why we're kind of doing this one tonight was just that I'm a bit. I mean, I think everybody kind of gets that. it's difficult to be creative like every week, especially if you're making content for YouTube. It's difficult to kind of turn up every week, basically. Like sometimes you just have, sometimes you just got stuff going on, right? And it's like quite hard to just turn up and be creative. So yeah, I don't kind of, and to be fair with this project in particular, I haven't pushed it very much because I'm not particularly a pushy. I'm not particularly a pushy person, so I don't know if some people kind of. I don't know if anybody was kind of like, why has this not been showcased and stuff yet? But it was never really that sort of project. It was supposed to just be a. It was supposed to just be a kind of, it's here and it's plodding along, and eventually it'll be finished. And I think there's some really cool stuff here. So what I want to do with this is I picked up a really cool office set off the workshop. God, I'm a terrible person. Let me see if I can remember who this is by. For the complete I've been working illusion. So I've used this a couple of times, and actually this is in Tigwado. I should see if I can find the person because that's a really cool set. Let me have a quick look. Let's have a quick look because I always feel a bit bad about not giving someone a shout out. So this is by Saga Edling. I'll share the link. I think I can do that. There we go. It's actually a really cool set. Like a lot of cool bits and pieces. Not massively keen on the chair. This time of year too, just so much going on through the holiday season is that dreadful thing. We can, it's really weird actually because it's tends to be that this sort of time of year is like a little transitional period for people watching content. That tends to be often the case. Because as obviously when it's darker nights and that sort of thing, and colder, tends to be more people. More people are in. But I think it's a bit of a weird. I think we're in a bit of a weird place, aren't we? Most of the world is still in a bit of a strange. Not quite sure if we're coming out of lockdown type world. So we might just fill. I think we're literally just going to fill. We'll put all these in and then we'll customize them up a bit just so they don't feel quite the same. And then I think that will pretty much be... Hey Bitsky, how you doing? Oh, that'll pretty much be this building done because I'd quite like to stick this on the workshop as a whole building because I think as an entrance building it's pretty cool. Quite happy with it. So maybe we'll just make. Tell you what, maybe we'll make a little like officey bit there as well. It's kind of where that ceiling. That's weird. I suppose we could make this. Yeah, maybe we'll make some like little office sections as well. Yeah, I think it's the light that's in this space. Still dropping frames. Hopefully, it's not too annoying for everyone. Yeah, it's a nice little set, that, isn't it? Oh, I forgot I've got my little water cooler as well. So this is mine. I don't think we've used this in this zoo yet. God, what is all that going on under there? Oh, that's all that bit of the other building. God, this isn't. Who built this? Who built this terrible blueprint? It's not even grouped together. Come on, Toves, get your shit together. There we go. So I've made the classic mistake here that I've like put all the roof on and everything of this building, but so much easier when you don't have the roof on it. But yeah, I know what you mean about the It's often kind of said that the animal packs have a bit of a shorter shelf life. Kind of what I used in Tigridu for the chairs. Or maybe I'll use Zekin's chairs. So maybe we'll just have some sofas there. So I think this is Zekin's set. Can't believe those things on Google lied about it coming onto PS4. It was fake. I'm so disappointed. I've been waiting ages to actually play this game. Yeah, you've got to assume. I've not seen any of that stuff, to be honest, but you've got to assume it will come to PlayStation. Frontier are pretty kind of, I don't know, kind of predictable in some ways. Like not saying that as a negative. I love them to bits, but they are pretty predictable. I think you can assume, based on the sales of it on PC, that there's no reason to think that it won't come to console. Coaster came to console, so you've got to assume that it will. But yeah, no, there's no like time frame and stuff. I mean, I guess you could kind of think, I don't know, not an expert, so it's all speculation, but I guess you could kind of think maybe next year. Yeah, so let's make a little, maybe let's make a little kind of little pod. So this is supposed to be staff admin area basically, so like not guest facing at all. But yeah, just thought I felt a little bit of the juju tonight, so I thought I'd use the creative juices while they're hanging around. Other things said the 31st of December. 31st of December. Maybe. I mean, that's like when hell freezes over, isn't it? This is actually straight from the workshop, Pitsky. I didn't make this at all, so it's just up there in that link that I shared. From a person called Saga Edling, a creator. So if you go and use that, don't forget to give them the creds for it. Give them the thumbs up and whatnot. Should have been a sure indicator. It's like you'd kind of think, wouldn't you? Maybe I've pressed my T key. No, I haven't. It's just weird. It's just because we're in this weird space between the ceilings. So I was thinking about I don't know if I'm definitely making a video this week because I'm kind of just seeing how it goes, but I'm thinking about doing like a little tips video or like a tutorial. We kind of, not a tutorial as such, but more like a Taves' top tips. Taves' 10 top tips. Because I haven't really done one of those before. On Zoo, anyway. So this is going to be pretty chilled. These are always pretty slow going. Slow going and tedious. No, they're not. They're not tedious. They're always good streams, but no, they're usually pretty slow. So what have we got on the other side of that wall? Still quite like that little. Maybe they should have a water cooler in here as well. guess it probably should. Yeah. Love tip videos. I have to come across stuff I've not figured out yet, even after all this time. Yeah, me too. I mean, I haven't done one for this because there's a lot of people that have done really good tutorial content, and I don't know if it'll be. What's quite cool to have. It won't probably be like amazing new things, to be honest, to most people, or to like it won't be. It's not like I've got methods that are like just uniquely my own, but more like. So you quite often get when you read comments, like video comments and stuff, you quite often get people ask you stuff that, like I had today, someone asked me about the Lima Dome that I'd done. It just was like, have you got any tips for how you keep things to scale and stuff? Because that is one of the things that's quite difficult in the game, and a lot of people get wrong. Well, not wrong, but like it's quite easy to make massive buildings and not really realise that you've done that. Hey Phoenix! This is looking awesome as always, Toves. Love when you do people area builds. That was on point to see in my career. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you very much. Trying to make out how to do this door with the bits that we've got. Bit of drink, hold on. Let me have a little think and a drink. Think and a drink. Yeah, so I think it'll be more like that, less of a like, you know, press this hotkey, that sort of thing, because everybody knows all that stuff. Your trick for creating realistic inclines for paths. That should be in a tip video for sure. No clue how to do that. Consider realistic path inclines until I saw you do it. Which one did I do? Because I'm trying to write a list of things. Was it the one with the where you use the track ride? Was it that? I think the other thing is as well that you it's quite easy to forget when you play. Yeah, because it's someone that like makes content for this, you get quite used to you kind of get used to it just being. I'll tell you what I'll do. This is way easier just to overlap it and then just put a glass piece inside. We'll just make a door in that and it'll just be implied. The track trick. Oh right, yeah. Alright, I'll write that one down. Maybe that'll get in. Track the slope path. Yeah, so you kind of, it's quite easy to forget that like the vast majority of people that play the game, I mean it's something like, yeah, 3,000 concurrent players pretty much constantly in this game, which is pretty decent for the size of it. But yeah, you forget that like not everybody knows all the tricks and not everybody knows all the stuff, and so what tends to happen is as someone that does know them and knows that there's been numerous people have made guides and things over the years, that you just kind of don't ever really touch that content because you're like, well, everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows how to make a sloped path. But it isn't the case. It's only because you're in a little echo chamber where you think, you know, we're in that little weird content creator bubble. So yeah, we might do so. That's what I'm thinking for this week, anyway. They usually do pretty well, those sorts of videos as well. They don't tend to be ones that I make that commonly. But yeah, it just seems to be. I think the other thing is as well is that new players come into the game anyway, right? So you get new peeps come in. Not everybody kind of knows all those things. How do we make what will be called? I don't know what I'm doing with this little. I'll work out why this little bit here is all off. Is it going to be? It's going to be in this room as well, isn't it? Is it in this room? Yeah. Crap. Alright, we might just have to accept that that's all going to be a little bit weird. It's this little bit. It's a little bit where I've been inaccurate with the thing. Maybe we'll move this one. If I played, I wouldn't have a clue. Yeah, but have you haven't played at all, have you, Lisa? I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to do it. Hello. Hello, my little mustachioed friend. Okay, so let's see if we can get... First of all, we need a door. So, what's the thinnest thing we can use? I guess we'll just use the old thin timber. Should put the mud piece grouping trick on your list. Yes, I have that. I have that on my list. That's quite advanced, Lindsay, as well. That's quite a... Like, that took me a long time to get to. But it is an absolute godsend when you're building. So I'll tell you what I've got on the list so far. The first point is largely about scale. And it is pretty much in direct response to someone asking me a comment about how you get scale right. And it largely just talks about, there's a few little things that can massively help you get, not you because you're standing on a spot, and not you because you're standing on a spot. But there's a few things that like massively help you get scale right, and it's usually the people, for one thing. So if you like, you go into, you kind of start, because if you're just building without any kind of reference, nothing, you can't work out how big things should be. Whereas if you've got a little dude with you like this, you can kind of get a feel for how it would look with people walking around in it, and you can do that with the archer as well. So the archer blueprint we can get off the workshop. Hey Swifty, how you doing? So that's like number one thing, is using the dudes. Because what often people do is they make their rooms way too big, and the game does kind of already help you do that, because it kind of almost suggests that everything should have a 4 meter high ceiling, so that walls are 4 meters tall, and that they're just like these great vast cavernous spaces, which just it isn't reality. It's small and kind of, especially for backstage areas, small and little like tight corners. And the other thing is using the doors as well. So if you use a door, roughly. So if you look around you in your world as you're kind of going in and out of public spaces and things, a really simple one to do is to go, how big is the gap between the door and the ceiling? Even arguably this is not really right. It's actually a bit small. But a door is something like what, 6'4" or something, whatever that is in maybe 6'6". So that immediately gives you an indication that most times ceiling height is not that much higher. It should be about maybe like 7 or 8 foot. You should be able to like put your hands up and reach it in most times. And obviously it varies in public spaces and things, but it would. If there's a thing about like if you're building a toilet block, you don't build a toilet block with a 4 foot high wall and a 10 foot ceiling. It just doesn't work. And that's mostly what I do, is just kind of think about like what I see around me. That's mostly what I'm doing. So that's first one. Second one is the one that you just said about, Lindsay, the build sets and build kits. So if you're building a building, like this building, for example, and actually there's quite a lot of content creators that don't do this still. They just place individually pieces, but you know, every single piece here is a unique piece. So if I was to place all that down, it would take me forever. So that's why we've got these little build kits under the floor, so that I can just, you know, and that's all on the same grid. So I could just, if I wanted to, as I was building that, I don't place every piece down. I just build myself a little set and then build it out. And that massively makes a difference, because you get really complicated and like in detailed looking buildings, and then but you don't have to do anywhere near the amount of work, basically. I wish we had thinner bits of glass. It's always been one of my things. Actually, do you know what? I don't think we will do this like this. What about if we just... Let's just have a look a second. Okay, let's not do that then. Let's go. So that is... Yeah, that is the right way to do it. Talking to myself for a second. Anyway, yeah, so that's that video. I'm not gonna go through every one of them, because then there'd be no point for you to watch the video, because I'll have said everything. But yeah, I'm thinking that's kind of what I'm thinking for this week. Let's see what this looks like. Is this gonna make any sense whatsoever? No, this is madness. Okay, let's just do. Let's just do that, I think. And then maybe like gutter. No barriers with construction pieces is another great tip. Never knew how easy it was. What do you mean? As in, make your own barriers? Don't use the in-game ones. Yeah, I haven't made it. I don't think it's been a while since I've used an in-game barrier at all. They're just really restrictive. They just force you to kind of do stuff that you don't wanna. Do. Yeah, that looks alright. Quite simple. Let's just get our Archer back just to check. Yeah, he's a little bit big, so I think that's okay. Seen it done with rock work before, and that seemed so time consuming. I didn't know you could use wall pieces and such too. Yeah, you can use anything you like. So I don't think we've got... Yeah, most of this will be custom, completely custom. That one's not. Yeah, I think most of this is all custom. Definitely weird. It's moving around weird, but never mind. Yeah, so if you're someone that's... I think what I'm probably going to do is just rip out some of these half-done habitats. I mean, there's a bunch of space here that's got nothing in it whatsoever. It's almost better. It's kind of what's kind of a bit frustrating is it would almost have been better off just, you know, kind of not changing the stuff that was already there. It's sort of a bit annoying. Come in and change it and then leave the project is a bit disappointing. But yeah, not a major one. Maybe let's just make. Maybe let's make a little conference table. So let's try a window piece, probably. Because the window pieces have got good textures. This is going to be a bit large. It's probably not too bad. And then we'll just use some beams. I saw some talk this week about that we must be we're kind of getting into new DLC window not that long away, because there's going to be Christmassy stuff, right? You'd assume. Because what we've just had recently obviously wasn't DLC, it was a anniversary update. Right, let's get. I suppose we've got another little corner over there as well. Yeah, let's go that way. Let's forget what I've made. Did I make a bin? I definitely made a bin for Tigridu, but I don't think I blooped it. Board. Notice board. What's that one? Got so many blueprints now, it's a bit mad. So many of my own blueprints that I lose track. Oh, I've got the radiators as well, haven't I? Oh crap. I have a bin, do I? I have a bin in here near the sofas and the other desk. Out here, is it? Oh yeah, I do. Did I make that? I think that's mine. It's very small. It's very, very small. Oh, that's okay. But yeah, well done. We need to get ready for DLC soon. Yeah, you love a DLC speculation conversation. Me too. So I think that is Zekin's chair. So let's just grab those. Yet to see anyone make a better chair. He's got a bunch, and they're really difficult to make. Anything that's got like a soft edge to it. DLC confirmed someone thought it. Yeah, see the scale is a little bit wrong on these because they're just a bit. No, that's bloody tiny, isn't it? Does it look that tiny out there? Hang on, what's gone on there? What's going on there? That one's in the floor. Yeah, they're not really right, these, but I think they'll have to do. Look how small they are. You asked the same thing about the bin last time when you were making the brew up area in the conference room. God, Lindsay, you've got an amazing memory. I don't even remember yesterday, let alone... I quite like that little area. Maybe we should just use my chairs. I think I made these, didn't I? Oh god, I've grouped them all together like a numpty. Like a noob. I think I made these. I don't really remember. I think these have got a hallmark of me because they're a bit slapdash that I use these enormous great big legs. They're all a bit sloppy. But that seems a better scale because he'd be sitting on the floor in those ones, wouldn't you? Like your knees would be under the... Let's see if we can make these. Maybe we can make these a little bit better. Hold on. Let's do something with the feet. Maybe just a font piece. Try that one. That one? Just a little something at the end is what we want. These are getting bigger, aren't they? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that does anything, to be honest. It looks a bit weird now. I think we'll use those though. I think I prefer those. They don't look quite so much like you'd be sitting on the floor with your knees up round your chin. So that's another one that's like that's a good, you know, something like that. You can think about how you're sitting in your own chair. Let's just grab that dude again. Where's she gone? Well, he's gone. Think about where you're sitting in your chair. So the seat of your chair is roughly around the knee height. So if you look at that, that's pretty good. So his feet he'd be able to put his feet on the floor in theory. How does that compare to this one? Yeah, look, his knees would be tucked up around his head. Not slating Zekin's work at all. I wish we had. I'll tell you what I wish we had with the fonts. Well, two things. I wish we had something that was like a perfect square would be handy. But I also wish that the larger font was actually... I wish that the smaller font was the larger version. So if like that is the smallest one, and then there's another one like sorry, that would be the biggest one, and then there'd be another one smaller than that, because this font is so difficult to use as it is. Like it's too big for using for like, yeah, if you want to do stuff like this, it's really, you can't do it with that font. It's too big. And the fonts, the actual fonts that are on the signs are all a bit poo as well. Oh, that feels like it's just deleted all of these. No, it didn't. Interesting. That's weird. How many pieces is that? Why does that take so long to delete? Weird. It's still not right. It's still a bit low, but I think it's better. Or maybe the desk's a bit high as well. Anyway, right. What was the other thing I was just thinking of? Oh, the radiators. So we can get the radiators in here. And then we can get maybe like make a ceiling fan or something. That would be probably pretty cool. And then this doesn't need lots more. So this is supposed to be their, I guess, like their meeting room. Ba, 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 ba. Maybe we'll just grab the projector again as well. Not that that makes sense, does it? No, we won't use that because it's not a pull down screen. Got anything we can put on this? Let's go with maybe let's just go with one of these. Is that not working? Oh, it is. Cool. Right, radiators. So I think I did two different sizes of this. It's like a single, yeah, single and a double. Getting a bit lost. There I am. Yeah, so I guess you can kind of assume we're going to get some news about DLC. Where are we? How far out from the North America pack are we? I feel like it's that long, but I think it's longer than I think it is. Do, 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 do. Anyone here listen to the song All Too Well? 10-minute version. It's unrelated. And it just interests me how I cried. No, I have not. Who's that by? Is it by any chance, is it Taylor Swift? Oh, I've got no door, have I? Isn't there supposed to be a door through? Yeah. What's going on there? Thought I'd done that. So let's get some of these boxes and whatever as well. 4th of October. Oh, we can have this laptop as well. So we ditch one of those. Oh, I can't actually. Can't use that. I want to use it because I like it, but it's got all of the... You have to put it on a solid surface. As you can see, when I made it, I made all the keys. So it's a bit crazy. We've got anywhere we can use this? Not really. Bums. Okay, we won't bother. Get some of these boxes and stuff in there, I think. I thought it might be. It was just a hunch. I just thought it might be on the off chance. Just wondering if we make that. No, I was going to make that a little storeroom, but I think I'll leave it as it is. Okay, so let's put. Taves is doing some mouldings. Taves is doing mouldings. Taves' favourite thing in all the games, all games of all time, is to do mouldings. We'll just go. What? Yeah, it was just a hunch. I felt it. You know. Stream of viewer telepathy. It's difficult to get a wood colour that's right. It's always a struggle. That's not too bad. Bit yellow. About that going with that green might be a bit horrible. Take that bloody door out again. I thought I put this door in like 3 times. What's occurring? There we go. Yeah, I think that. I mean, I think my idea of realism is mostly just to like observe things and just like, yeah, walls can just end and ceilings happen, but it's not that often. More often than not, you get something as an interface between the two things, because it's quite difficult to make. Quite difficult for a plaster to plaster a perfect edge. So that's why you get skirting boards and mouldings and things. So those are just like, they're just little opportunities for you to add something, just to add more detail really. So once we've done this, I think we'll do a little bit of landscaping outside, just as a bit of a change, because obviously it's going to have been squeezed in this room. So I'm going to need to do, what I need to do in here still is lighting. And I need to do... I'd quite like to see if I can make a ceiling fan. It's a bit yellow, this trim, but never mind. Oh, I've just thought of another one from my tips video. So this one is give yourself space. So a good little trick that helps you get round building in the game is to always leave yourself gaps. So if you look I have here, I've got like a double roof. So there's a gap between what is the ceiling down here and the actual roof. And just having little things like that and knowing that you've got like voids and things in the walls means that you just get away with a lot more. So like from a from kind of walking around point of view, you don't notice all the little voids, but I have them everywhere, all over the place. There are voids, and that just means that when you're doing something, you've just got way more like versatility to put up custom bits on the wall and have stuff sticking out, because you've not given yourself a really tight area to work with. So for example, this is a perfect little example. That is a pointless tiny little thing, but there's like, I wouldn't be able to have that if right behind this wall I had another room. So just giving myself that extra little bit of flexibility means I can always do that. And that's so when I'm building something, I'm kind of always not planning. You're not really knowing at the time when you're building something. I've never really planned that there's going to be like a room there or whatever, but just knowing that, giving myself that extra layer everywhere makes a massive difference to the versatility of the space, basically. So that's definitely, I think that definitely makes a big difference for interiors. And it's something that comes up all the time. The more flexibility you've got in a space, like here's a problem. So that I want to continue using this piece, and if I use this piece, I'm going to have to do this trim will have to stick out into this room, which I don't really want to do. But the fact that I've got all this space back here means that I can do something grossly inefficient, but for piece count, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's going to maintain the same piece. Just dropping in to say hello. I'm riding in the car. I'm helping someone with this directions, so I can't hear, but everything looks great. Thank you, Miss Palindrome. You can't hear me saying thanks, but someone Taves is saying thanks. Taves says thanks in the chat. We could do this, but this is a real waste of piece count. But add the map you built in the tropical dome. Oh, that map is huge. I'll show you that. Just in relation to the scale of everything, it's massive. I had been intending to make a new one of those out of the font pieces, but kind of it's a lot of effort. It really is that. I'll show you that for those of you who haven't seen that before. I'm assuming I've got this in my blueprint still. Yeah, let's just save it quickly. Just before community zoo 1711. Thank you, Lindsay. Let's just get that again. So I don't really remember why I made two of these. Yeah, so it's quite huge, like physically huge and piece count huge. This was back in the day when you had to use gutter pieces. Yeah, it worked in that space because that space was big itself. So sometimes you do need something big to fill a space. It helps it kind of, but it would be overscale for here. So I'd started to make these for Zimba. I might at some point finish that off as a set because it's kind of handy. Oh, in fact, I've used those in here, haven't I? That's what those spaces are for. Yeah, it's huge. It's funny how it doesn't feel, depending on the size of the room. Like in that tropical dome, I could kind of get away with it with that because it was obviously going to be a big. It was a big kind of dramatic space. kind of works a bit more. I think like pushing the limit with the scale like works better in guest spaces. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can take a bit more because you can kind of think, you know, if a zoo's going to spend money, they're not going to spend it on the backstage bit for the keepers as such. They're going to spend it on all the guest facing areas. So something like a big dramatic should we use that? I don't remember how big this will be. A big dramatic dome, like you can get away with, you know, something. You do kind of need stuff to fill the space of that sort of scale, which is why I made that in the first place. Let's put another one over there. But what gets handy is after a while you do start to just like accumulate a little the more kind of blueprints you've made, you do start to accumulate a little set of things you can just plop around that make a difference to stuff. Just help add details and things. I think these are, I can't remember who made these. They feel like they're just Goron, but might not be. Maybe able to add some exhibits, maybe to the lecture room. See if the people were, yeah, the exhibits. I mean, I'd have to add, I'd have to make them completely custom because the exhibit boxes are so huge, aren't they? Unfortunately. I think that space is probably pretty much done. I'm not sure I can add too much more to it. Some little like teacups and things would be nice. Tips vid would be good to know some of the pieces you use the back of for different textures. Yeah, so another one of them is basically about using pieces not for what they're basically just not looking at pieces as to what they're intended for. Like, yeah, there's a cup. Again, that goes back to that pretty similar to how you build. Like when you build even something on a small scale, build it with that contingency that lets you have, you know, the more you've got, you're able to kind of hide stuff away. It does get a bit mad, but yeah, like another good example. So when you look at a piece, like when new pieces come out, don't look at that piece just as that. You look at the whole of the thing. I'm like, okay, spout, cool, little, I don't know. Get small exhibits and all kinds of stuff. Yes, me too. God, I would be happy just with like an exhibit pack, to be fair. Have I got any, like, I should do at some point. Let's just get a load of like pictures, make a load of little custom pictures that I can just plop down. Oh, these are not, no, these are not what I want. Do 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 do. Yeah, the other thing would be cool just be to have all of the stuff that's in the prefabs, like just be able to have all this lovely clutter in here. Look at it. It's so cool. It's so rarely ever used. Like, it's so nice, all of this. Imagine just being able to pick up that table, a little laptop there with a charger and everything. Look at this. So cool, man. But you hardly ever come in these rooms. Being able to switch the walls off. Oh, there's actually a water cooler in here. Oh, that's... Oh, look at that. Don't really spend very... Oh, yeah, some weird stuff going on there, but... These are so good. Little stickers. Oh, I'd never even noticed that. That's actually the stickers from the pack, isn't it? Or that the you can get the little boards of those, can't you, in the game? Little kind of elephant hoover. Too cute. But you can't have any of it, and it all just sits in this room and you never look at it. I'd love to be able to just have all of them things. Oh, we've gone into speaker music, and let's go back to the top. Right, let's do a couple of plant pots then. Is that going to be huge? Yep. Yeah, maybe we can do something with this. Did I buy GWE2? I did not. It's not really my sort of game, to be honest. I think a lot of the PZ people have gone and played Jurassic World Evolution 2. It's just not really my kind of game. I tried the original one. It's just it's basically just a management game. It's cool, but it's just not for me. It's not got any... I don't feel like it's got any like creative outlet for it. I tried the first one for a little while and I got my money back on it because I just thought it was a bit boring. I always felt that it was more about like having the actors than... It was just more about the franchise, which, you know, gave it some cool stuff, but like, yeah, not really for me. Not my cup of tea. Oh, well, that is, but it's a thing. It's a thing. It's weird. But out on JV content already, it's a bit like PZ with less stuff and just dinos. But you can't actually build stuff, right? There's no like piece by piece building. It's all prefab. It's all just prefab, isn't it? Just like ploppable buildings. I don't find that all that enjoyable. I just find it a bit boring. I'm sure it's like, if you're into that sort of thing, it's cool, but yeah, just not really for me. God. Maybe? Hey elephant! How you doing? Yeah, I've had a little bit of a hiatus. Right, so let's get some lights in then. Not sure about this gammy looking plant, but yo, it's better than nothing. It's better than bugger all. Yeah, I think we'll stick with that. So I understand you, it's cool, but I don't connect the style of the game. I'm waiting. Yes, 100%. Mate, massively waiting for Prehistoric Kingdom. And to be honest, the bits of Prehistoric Kingdom that are going to be like management-y bits, I'm not that interested in. Like, I'm not really massively interested in the management-y bits of this either. It's just an excuse. Like, take away the management bits of this. Take away the building bits of this. I wouldn't be playing it. They just get super boring for me really quickly. And really repetitive. And even the sandboxy bits of it, it's like, well, they're not really sandbox, are they? Because you've got a ploppable building. You just plop that building down. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but there's not like 100. There's not like 100 different buildings, right? There's like what, 20? I don't know. I'm talking out of my. I don't have any knowledge because I've not played it. But I played a bit of the first one, and it just got kind of boring really quickly. Can we do that? Is that a thing we can do? Glass colour. Sure that's actually changing anything. Made a book about animals. Nice. What sort of book? Like a storybook? Planet Coaster 2. Well, that's the thought, isn't it? That Planet Coaster 2 is in the pipeline. Is that a thing? Do we think that's a thing? I don't know. I guess it's a thing. I guess it's a thing we can have. We can go with. It's a bit pointless, but maybe it needs to just go up a bit more. It's a bit more interesting than just putting a flat light up there. A fact book. Nice. Are you going to try and get it published? Looks like a thing. Not sure what kind of thing. Thanks, Lindsay, ever honest. Ever the honest. I can always rely on you for honesty. Wish for a planet aquarium. Yeah. Not until it's done. Fair enough. They say, don't they, that everyone's got a book in them. I'd like to think that I've got a book in me somewhere. That's a bit weird. Not like literally. I haven't secreted a book around my person. You know what I mean? I mean, they're I don't know. There's something. There's something. They're a bit more interesting than just a flat light up there. And what was the last thing I wanted to do? I wanted to see if I can make a ceiling fan, but I don't know if I can be. I don't know if it needs that now. But let's have a look. So, what would a ceiling fan look like? A ceiling fan would just be. Let's just get a shape piece for a second. We can just hide that away. Let's have a quick look. Where's the dots? Dot? Is it? No. Stop. This does not have lemurs. I don't think we've got lemurs. But yeah, I sort of started to say earlier, guys, I forgot to finish saying it, but if anyone who wants to join in this one now, I think that's one of the most annoying things, is that I turned about 3 people away from it recently, but we have now got a bunch of places that people can build. Now, this can all be built in. Half of this stuff that's kind of half done could be taken out. So anyone who wants to join, welcome to join. Just jump into the Discord. It's all organised through there. I mean, I haven't pushed it very much at all, so I hold my hands up for that. And it's been going for ages. But that's just partly the way I work. Did you know male elephants go into must? That's true. Look it up. I have actually seen male elephants in must. They have they like secrete a thing from their glands just behind their ears. And that's when they're at their most kind of like, you know, bashy abouty, fighty other elephants. Yeah, you can totally join. It's a community zoo, so I literally have only built this building and this little ticket thing, and everything else is created by a bunch of other people. So like Mrs. T-Rex did an aquarium, like really cool, like aquatic centre over here, which is really awesome. And then yeah, as I said, it was like Zoov has done a bunch of work, and Rem Exotics done a bunch of work, and a couple other people. Dennis started doing something. I'm not sure that's staying, but it might have to come out actually. That. But yeah, it's a shame that Zoov kind of left, because he's done a load of cool stuff. Well, he's sort of half done a load of really cool stuff, and then just yeah. sort of works, clearly works in a very different way to me, because he's sort of like a whole bunch of things that he started, kept starting new things. But yeah, I know I need to message, I think Croc's wanting to do something as well. I don't know if he still wants to do something. He or she, you can never be sure. But yeah, anyone who wants to join, just jump in the Discord. It's a ! Discord. And then, yeah, there's like a section in there, in the PZ area. And we just, all we do is we just like check it in and check it out. So when I finish building this tonight, I'll upload it back into the workshop. And then anyone who wants to pick it up can pick it up and work on it. And then obviously once it's finished and it goes out, then I'll do a, when it's, I think I've done a few videos on it. I haven't done anything for a while because it was kind of always a bit sporadic that people were working on it. But once it obviously goes out, then everybody will get, you know, credited for what they've done and things. Thanks, Lisa. Oops. What am I doing? Archer. Did you know about me? I got a male black lop rabbit not that long ago. Nice. Is that a big rabbit? I think that might be getting a bit long. Go like that. Thought they were. Was it plank then? He's big for 4 months old. Yeah, so something because you get like massive, great big rabbits, don't you? And then normal size rabbit. I had a rabbit when I was a kid for a little while that we called it Vitty because it came in at Vitty's. When we got it, we bought it in a little, bought it back from the place in a little McVitie's biscuit box. It was tiny, so we called it Vitty. Wabbit. Did I sounded like I did say wabbit, didn't I? Wabbit. This is not what I want to do. How do we make a fan not look crap? Bit thick, maybe that's what it is. And I breed him with coconut. So coconut, I'm assuming, is another it's another rabbit. Not that you're breeding him with coconut, because that would be strange. That would be a strange rabbit coconut combo. This doesn't look good, does it? This looks terrible. I think that bit's still too long. Bucky? Bucky? I remember him Bucky from. Bucky O'Hare. Captain Bucky O'Hare. Google it. She's a Californian. That's coconut. All the rabbits. I didn't even know there was a Californian rabbit. Captain Bucky O'Hare. It was a cartoon. Unsurprisingly. Most of my conversations are all about cartoons, aren't they? It just ends up descending into cartoon chat. It doesn't take long in a stream. Captain Bucky O'Hare. I feel like I was probably too old to be watching this cartoon as well. One of those points at which you're like, should I still be watching cartoons? Captain Bucky O'Hare. Yeah, I don't remember a lot about it. Let's try that actually. So let's rotate this. Not spend too much longer on this because it's already going to take a while for a pointless detail. They're just really thick. I'm wondering if maybe a font piece. Actually, a font piece might work. So that obviously looks complete garbage at the moment, but if we give it all a little twistero. Not as long as my mum and nanny. Hey? This is not looking like a fan, people. What am I doing wrong? Let's try font pieces then. I might have to actually get a reference picture up. Ceiling fan. Aha. Okay, let me just quickly have a look at this. Hang on, I'm just trying to get a picture I'm using as a reference. So I'm putting too many pieces on it, aren't I? I only need 4 blades. And a light would be cool. Okay. So I'm going to keep that on the other screen. Oh yeah, you're right, Daniel. It's 5 blades, isn't it? There's one at the back there. How you doing, bud? Trouble is, none of these pieces. Let's try a font piece. See, this will give me the flexibility. Yeah, not bad. A bit more chipper today. A bit more chipper. Actually, just see if I can add the light in now. So I'm reckoning that's kind of a huge. What's that like compared to my guy? It's not terrible. Is it recolorable? No, it's not. Okay, what about, excuse me, plate? Yeah, so this is recolorable. Oh, that one. I think that one's again a bit big. And then if we just go with, it's probably gonna have to be the Arctic bauble. What's the size of that like? too big. Yeah, it's not any of those. Okay, so that can probably work. Oh, gold. Yeah, I've just been a bit, as I said, I've been a bit out of sorts this week. I've been a bit out of sorts for a while, to be honest, but it's definitely always been someone that winter is always a funny, definitely always has a funny effect on me. Throws me for a loop. I'm generally generally a pretty positive person most time. And it's unusual. I mean, what happened this week? So, for those of you who don't know, who only watch me play Planet Zoo, which is fair enough, I was supposed to have on schedule this week a house flipper video, and I binned it. And it's pretty rare that I would ever do that, but I basically recorded 2/3 of it. Well, I actually edited 2/3 of the video, and I'm my own worst critic, and I know that, but I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I was 2/3 of the way through editing it, and I just watched it. I was watching it back. I was just like, it's just boring. If I don't like it, who's going to want to watch it? So I just chucked it, and I felt much better as soon as I said, I'm not putting this out. I felt much better about it. Where's that come from? Has that always been in? Electrical switch? How is that an electrical switch? I don't think I've ever used that before. So we could just kind of imply that there's a link here. Actually, maybe just like a bracket, a couple of little bracket pieces would do it. But it's always been a thing that I've had on the channel that I've always kind of been able to be alright with ebbs and flows in like viewership and that sort of thing. Like that happens, it's natural. But you have to, I think, in order for you to sort of stay sane, you have to kind of be alright with your stuff you're making yourself. And I've always been fairly good at being able to just kind of separate my the numbers from whether I'm happy with from the quality of the video. If I'm happy with the quality of the video, then that largely is enough. And so it can be disappointing because you can think, oh, that was a really good video and it's just done nothing. But if I watch a video and I think it's just a bit boring, because I can tell that I'm not really enjoying it, or I'm not enjoying making the video, I'm not enjoying playing the game, then that comes out in all of it. Still not quite right, is it, that? You hope for porcupines. So what would porcupines would be? South America, would it? Or is that maybe Africa? I don't think I've ever seen a porcupine. So if I get rid of that one now. Get lots of porcupines where you live. Where are you then, Pitsky? Oh crap. We just crashed. Oh, God, I've not had that in a long time. What am I going to have lost there? It's got to load back in again, guys. I'm just going to take a quick loo break. I'll be back in a sec. I've got to load back in again, so. I get porcupines in Canada. Interesting. I'd always assumed porcupines were like a hot weather country animal. Exclamation mark poo. Back in a sec, peeps. Right, I'm back in. It's just loading in. Oh, that's a good screen. There we go. Yeah, I've not had that in ages. Wow. I can't think of the last time I had that. I used to get it all the time in the first in the beta. That happened loads. It was really worrying. By the Rockies. Yeah, I never knew they were there at all. Mostly African crested porcupines or Cape porcupine are my favourite. So the ones that you get in Canada, are they the like sort of black and grey looking ones? Never realised that at all. I've been to Alberta as well. No, you know, and I guess I wouldn't naturally have seen a porcupine, but yeah, I'd assumed they were an African animal. All the Pokemons I see hang out in trees too. No way. What, up in the trees? Interesting. Right, hopefully we don't have that happen again. So where had we got to? They're the Canadian version. If you listen closely, you can hear their accent. Much politer as well. Just generally much nicer. I don't know what is going on tonight. There's some weird shenaniganery going on with the lag, with the frame drop. I feel like we had this before and I fixed it. Not quite sure why it's doing it. Why are you talking about? Nice. Yeah, I feel like we had this lag issue before on PZ, but I don't really remember what I did to fix it. Okay, so I'd made the blades a bit longer and I'd made them a bit thicker. Oh, well, I thought I was going again then for a second. So the game's on pause and everything, so So we want one kind of pointing straight back that way. And then just woke up from a nap, Grumpy, so I'm stuffing my face with chocolate milk. That feels better. Yes. Yes. Hey Nadine, how you doing? Sounds like winning at grown-upness. Every now and again, you just got one of those moments where you're just like, I'm winning at grown-up. Winning at being an adult. I fancy cereal for dinner. I'm winning at being a grown-up. No one can tell me otherwise. Cocoa bottles for dinner. Ice cream. I'm just gonna have a whole tub of ice cream. Ha! You can't tell me otherwise. You gotta have these moments. You gotta have these little moments of being a winner. do, 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 do. Okay, so 2 more, I guess. I don't know if this is terrible. I don't know if this is terrible or not. I feel like it might be a thing. It might be a thing. It's a series of things we've done in this stream that are all... That looks absolutely... turd, doesn't it? God. Okay, let's be critical. Let's be openly critical. What have I done wrong? It's just not believable as a fan, is it? I don't know what it is. 4 blades. It's a lot harder to build something like this, Daniel, than it is because you're restricted by the pieces you can use. So the reference I've got has got 4. I don't think the blades massively make that much of a difference. I just don't think these are looking all that plausible as fan blades. Why does it feel like that one at the back there is shorter than the others? That's not too bad. It's getting there. It's the symmetry of the blades, isn't it? That's what's doing it. Every time I cut Grumpy, but he comes around a bit when I make him a cup of tea. Very nice. Very nice. I have to say I've always been one of those people that I'm not a morning person at all. I feel like they're I don't quite know why, but I feel like they're different lengths, but they can't be. I'm using the same... I'm using the same thing. See, that one feels way too short. It can't be the angle I'm looking at it, can it? I wonder if having that bit showing... Let's get rid of those for a second. If you came to see animals... I do apologise. If you came to my extreme on Planet Zoo expecting to see animals, you'll be very much disappointed because we are making ceiling fans. Is it centered on the block? This bit at the back doesn't matter. Is that so? That it definitely doesn't. Yeah, don't worry about that because that's not staying. That's just so I could see it. That feels a bit more viable, doesn't it? That from down here, that looks a bit more credible now. Wasn't great at this moment. We see birds behind the building. Oh, there you go. You got your animals. What do you want? But from up here, it looks terrible. Since it's 5 blades, no 2 blades should line up. Yeah. Well, it's 6 blades now. I think it looks better as 6. So the reference picture I've got, this reference picture has got none of them do line up, do they? 6 looks all right though. I think 6 is okay. We just need to do some making sense of it up here now. I could just like do that, I guess. I've spent way too long on this already. For what it is, it will look fine. And once you put things in context as well, that's the other thing. Once you put it in context of actually being on the ceiling, your brain just kind of goes, fills in the gaps for terrible creations. Okay, so last little bit I want to do is maybe like just see if I've just like adding if that does too much. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if I change the colour of the blades as well. Let's just have a look quickly on one of these. So if I make this a bit more brune. Maybe? I'll try again since I was over red. So here it is. You can try to let each blade slope. Yeah, I did try that. The trouble is, I tried that with a wood. Sorry if I missed that, Nadine. The trouble is with these pieces, they've got like no thickness to them. I tried it with a wood. See, there's like no thickness to it whatsoever. So it wouldn't really work with these. I did try that originally with the timber pieces that I used. But that, yeah, And actually, weirdly, the reference picture doesn't actually look like they have got an angle to them. Look, they look like they're flat, but you'd think that they must have some sort of little angle to them. I think this is all right. Let's just see what this looks like in situ. I think maybe that little tweak of colour helps a little bit as well. But yeah, it is a lot harder to make something. I find it a lot harder to make. Yeah, the smaller the thing, the harder it is to make. Because you're obviously you're always kind of hamstrung by the pieces you've got. Thanks for thank you for hanging out, Elephant. Excuse my inability to actually use words. Make words. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right, so let's... If you want to do 5 blades, just make 10 and then delete every second one. Yeah, that would make sense. Let's see what this is like. I think it's okay. Welcome, Alien, by the way. Alien 7. I kind of get what you mean. Alright, let's grab that. It does annoy me that it does that every time. So let's see if we can just shove one in up here. Not sure. Not sure. Might be rubbish. Might actually be rubbish, unfortunately. I buy that as a fan. That's legit. That's okay. Doesn't really work, but I think we'll go with it since we made it. Had enough chocolate milk by now to not feel offended. Good. There's not actually any room for it anyway. Maybe here? Yeah, it's like a little fidget spinner. It doesn't work at all, but I might end up taking that out at some point. Okay, so let's go into peep view. Let's see if this needs anything more in here. God, there's definitely weird things going on with the camera today. Try and work out why I'm getting so much weird behaviour from it. Thanks, Pitsky. You're the best. Oh, we still got to do this flower bed. See that little, like, I don't know. It's really difficult to describe, but I take my hands off the controls, and it carries on moving a little bit. It's gonna put me on the roof. I think it's the light in there. I think it's all the light going on. Ah, that's okay. Excuse me, sir. Anybody else got any other suggestions for things, stuff and things to put in here? Might just put some like boxes and things up. Maybe I need some like pictures and things on the wall. It's a bit bare in there, isn't it? Oh, that screen's gone off for some reason. I have to switch down to 480p when you start moving around, else I'm constantly buffering. Really? Is everybody getting that? Yeah, coat rack's a good idea. I didn't actually think about that earlier, I just forgot. I don't know why that would be. Coat rack is going to be fun. Yours is okay at 1080. Yeah, it just feels like it's not 60 frames constantly for me, and it keeps telling me I'm dropping frames. I guess it could just be my internet, but no, that wouldn't be right for frames though, would it? Trouble with coat rack. I think I went to make a coat rack before at some point. In Tigwado, and I stopped making it because I thought there's not actually anything you can put. There's not anything you can actually use as a coat. I can make a coat rack kind of like this, but there's no coats going to be on it. Watch on 1080p. My computer's a potato. Have no issues. Yeah, it looks like. Well, your thing, Lindsay, might be different, but it looks like I'm pushing out with some frames missing tonight for some reason. Which is a bit annoying. I just think maybe we could do something with this to make it a bit more interesting. Hey, Cookinell, how you doing? I hope did I just, yeah, never mind. Just the way I said that wasn't great, was it? And then what can we do? Maybe the like Arctic bracket things at the bottom. They're too big, aren't they? That's not what I was looking for. What was I looking for? Arctic. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. How are you? Trying to make a coat rack at the moment, like a coat hanger sort of thing, with not going to have any coats on it. Unfortunately, I can't make a coat. There is no episode of Tigwado this week, Swifty, so thinking it's going to be a tutorial video, but I'm not sure. I'm in a bit of a funny place at the moment with just making stuff at all. So what I'm pretty much going to be saying this week is anything is a bonus. Like if I make a video this Saturday, then yeah, it'll be a bonus, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able. Not going to. I don't really want to just do something that I think is crap. Just to get a video out, to be fair. Okay, well that can be prototype number 1. Maybe. Too big. Too big. Thank you very much. Very sweet. It's not kind of right, is it, this, at all? Who's B? What do I think the next DLC will be? I really don't know. I mean, there's lots of possibilities. There's lots of people talking about an Avery pack being the next big thing for Christmas. Because if you think about it, we got the Christmas last year was another big game changer, wasn't it? Because it was the aquatic DLC. So you could in theory think it could be something like that. So what's that from? That's Indian. But yeah, Avery's would be cool. I would. There's a few that I would love to see that kind of don't ever really get talked about. Like we talked about the just like a small animals pack, just like better exhibit boxes and more like reptiles and vivariums and those sorts of things. More like, I think that's what I personally have always felt like that's one of the things that the game lacks, is just the sort of space filler things. I don't often end up doing this, but I'm reaching. I'm reaching for something. It's simple as a coat rack, but it's like it's just hard because you have to find the thing that works. Yeah, it's too skinny, isn't it? It's not going to work. What can we use? What can we use? What can we use? I wonder if Frontier announcement and next DLC before it will be 3 months since North America. So sorry, someone said earlier where we were at, Lindsay, I think you said October was the DLC, wasn't it? I mean, they don't tend to tell us, you know, even you know, us content peeps, we don't get told really very much earlier than you guys. Struggles. What are we going to use? This might work. Maybe. Whose idea was this? You have lots more possibilities to build small habitats, even aquariums, that sort of thing. Yeah, just like little tanks and stuff. Little fish tanks and vivariums. It's such a shame because I basically never use the exhibit animals. I went to use the exhibit animals in Tigridu the other week. I just was like, I can't. It doesn't work. It's always too high. It's always too big. That's all right, Pitsky. I don't know. I'm not a fan of either of those, to be honest. I mean, we could just not have one that's like freestanding. So these can be coloured. Well, that might help. Yeah, it was a good idea because I did think it myself, but I'd already thought, what would I be able to put on it? Because I can't make coats. I can't make coats. Someone in the game can probably make coats, but it ain't me. I know, the colours don't match, I know. It's because this is metal. Hang the umbrella on it. That's not a bad idea, but I don't think the umbrellas... I don't think you can get an umbrella that's not open. Am I wrong? It doesn't look too bad in context. So this is... I mean, we could like put an umbrella. An umbrella that's open indoors. Bad luck. Someone's drying their umbrella out. Let's not make it. Let's make it red. And white. I know, it's unlucky. I don't think that's too bad. I mean it I can't do it. Oh, am I an architect in real life? No. Hang on, let's just have a look. So I didn't make these. These are all made by, and in fact Rem didn't make these, but these are made by, I think this is actually a combination of people made these. True, we have already done that, bad luck. Hey Dennis, how are you, buddy? So what are these made? So these are just made out of... Alright, oh go on then, we'll see. I mean, it's going to look terrible, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. See if we can make a coat. Why the hell not? Right, so I cannot remember what this piece is called, but I always have it saved in here. So that's what they've basically been using. This is madness. The madness begins. This is going to look so terrible. This is going to look so terrible. Oh... I don't even want to start. I guess you miss every shot you don't take, so let's go with that thought. Do 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 do. Yeah, I can't remember who made that. I know that they that was used in. I want to say Pelosa, but that's not right. I'm trying to remember the name of Ruble Trillions' zoo, Tivoli. But I don't think he made them. I think he just picked them up off the workshop as well. I know the plushies are made by someone called Keeble Keeper. So it's just going to look like a big t-shirt. It's getting a bit huge as well, isn't it? Pitsky, this is all your fault. What is this terribleness? We're better than this, Times. Come on, Times, you're better than this. I mean... needs arms. Hanging your head. You should. Oh, I don't even know what I feel like we can do this, guys. If we just believe. I'd buy it. Oh no, exactly. It looks a bit like that. Do you remember that coat that Marty McFly had in Back to the future one, where it's like too big? He puts it on and it's all like just lumpy bits, and then he presses a button and it all kind of sucks itself together and makes itself look credibly like a coat. I think we can make this work with some. If we just continue to persevere, I feel a coat will appear from the strange choice of pieces that we have. Bear with. Looks like the top part of a kimono. Yeah, maybe. You wait. You're going to be dazzled in a minute. You're going to be like, behold, he has made a coat. It's a magnificent coat. It's a coat of coaty kind that I've never seen before. These pieces are fiddly as well. Toast edition oversized clunk t-shirt. We worth a lot of dosh. It's not feeling very. It's not very coaty, is it? I think we persevere. I think we continue to push ahead. Hey, crazy mum. How are you? Trying to make a coat at the moment, and the struggles are real. It's not very coaty. Some sort of jacket, some sort of item of clothing is what we're trying to make. to go on our coat hook. Coat hanger that looks terrible. That made a little bit of difference. That just made a tiny little bit of difference, that. I should have made it all out of font pieces. It's highly starched, alright? Whose coat is that jacket? It's a magnificent thing. Just gotta believe. Oh, it's a bit wonky now, isn't it? Why has it got wonky? That's because that bit's different. Why is that side so different to the other side? Gasp, behold, he has made a coat. I mean, there's a point at which you know you've got to stop, right? Because you're pushing it beyond the boundaries of fashion. Something new and maverick. That you might see in like The Fifth Element or something like that. Lilu Dallas Multipass. I mean, if you saw that on here, God, it's terrible. You'd know that it's supposed to be a coat. God, you just can't make a coat out of wood. It's not possible. It's not doable. These things are unachievable. You've got to know your limits sometimes. Implied coat, yes. So we put a big sign next to it that says implied coat with a big arrow. How tall is this person anyway? The flattest coat in all the world. Yeah, it's just hard. It's heavily starched, alright? They didn't read the instructions. They didn't read the wash instructions. So we just get rid of it. Maybe we just see if we can hang a... Let's see if we can hang a thingy up there. So this is exactly the reason why I didn't make one before. And in fact, Tigwadu, I did just put I just put some like coat hooks up. Oh, that looks terrible as well. Set up a viewing point in front of it too. Yeah, a flock from miles around. This was discovered. They chiseled it out of the granite. This is how it was cut. This is how the ancient people of the Stone Age people wore their jackets, right? I feel like I need to go further with it, but I'm worried that you can push too far and then perfection will be lost. It's got some lovely Z-fighting features as well. That gives me great pleasure. Right, anyway. Move on. Let's have a save, because we wouldn't want to lose that. Thanks for that, Pitsky. Always welcome your suggestions. Feel free to make more suggestions. I don't know. Is this one better or worse than the other one? I think it's worse, isn't it? It's got these weird, like, crocodile feet. Got, like, kraken legs. I feel shame. Anyway, right, let's move on. So I was going to put in my little ice cream stand out here. So I think we've already got one, but I think we'll just add mine in as well. That's like a drinks one, isn't it? I think Rem got off that in the workshop. So that we can put that here. Maybe we need to hide a little dooder. Is this all pathed here? No. So let's grab a little bod. Vendor. Right, so the trick with this is you need to get them to face the right direction, obviously. So drop them down somewhere. That's not quite right. Come around this way. Oh, you're painful. Hee. Oh, now he's going back that way. Now you want ice cream? Yeah, I've not had ice cream in ages, and I should, because that's a gluten-free thing that I can have. These are gluten-free options that I should be taking. Okay, cool. Right, so now he's turned the right way. There we go. There you go. Quite like that little thing still. Chocolate chip. We've got chocolate chip. Some other things that are slushy. And there's some little drinks in the cooler section. And there's a bit of ice. Yeah. Okay, right. Maybe we want like a tree out here or something as well. That might be quite nice. Just to sort of break all this up. I don't think I'll bother putting this on the workshop. Don't think I'll bother. Go away. Disappear from our lives forever. Only exist in this zoo. Need mint choc chip. Yeah, mint choc chip is my fave. Did I not do mint choc? Well, that's kind of like brown. I thought that one was going to be mint choc chip. Archer in the Dino mascot costume is great for ice cream stuff. I've not seen that one. There's loads of them, isn't there now? Please put the coat on the workshop. No, I will never. I will never do it. I cannot sully my name. Look at it. Jesus. The blue one looks like Smurf ice cream. Tastes like bubble gum. Kids love it. I always hated it. I don't remember Smurf ice cream. So yeah, I was pretty much just going to landscape this. I've still got to get this path somewhere, haven't I? I guess that could just come round. Will I die laughing if it hit the front page? I couldn't possibly. Picnic area. Maybe, but we don't have any food places, do we? We've got no food places anywhere. I don't think anyone's done anything like that. Oh no, there's little picnic head. I like this section. I think Rem did this. More ice cream here. But yeah, it's all of it is like it just needs That's nice. I wonder who did that. It's a little grill. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. That's cool as well, like little damage section. Stalks. What I should have said to the guys is just to put like little plaques or something so I can tell whose is whose. I feel like this is Rem's again. That's wicked though, isn't it? I like that a lot. I like anything that's janky. Actually, it might be Zoo, to be fair. Petting Zoo. Petting Zoo's tough to do because there's not really anything that works. But I'm thinking maybe it's a food thing now. Because we've got a lack of food outlets. The thing is, a lot of this is what's confusing because a lot of it's been changed. A lot of it's been done and then changed again, so I kind of don't. I think Mrs. T's got a food bit as well, hasn't she? Yeah, she's got like a cake shop. Would label it my best work yet. Well, there was Box, wasn't there? Have you guys seen Box? So Just Goron submitted a thing to the showcase to yeah, so she's got food bits in here. He just made a box and then uploaded it onto the workshop. It's pretty funny. Yeah, lots of nice bits. It feels like it just needs like what is this? Is this animals? How do animals even get in there? Or is it implied? I don't know if these are supposed to be implied. A shirt for your box. Because I don't think any of these have actually got. Have they even got barriers around them? Oh, there is a habitat barrier. I feel like this was pandas. Oh, it is pandas. They're over there. Anyway. So yeah, I think we'll do. I'm not going to do it now, but I think maybe this will be a food area. I guess it makes sense, kind of near the exit as well. Kind of near the exit and near the entrance. So we might just do. I might just do like a little feature. Maybe just do like a nice tree here or something. So we're kind of using this curb style. So I might just get a chunk of mulch. See, what's cool about the barriers now, about the new guest barriers, is that you can just plot anything down in the middle of a path and not worry about it. So there's obviously, oh, in fact there isn't a path here. Probably should be a path there, to be honest. So that's going in there. Yeah, that's quite a nice idea, yeah. And then another little, like these pieces are quite good for making little sort of planter borders. It's a bit small though, isn't it? Oh, this one. That'll do. That'll do. Let's just check there's not something thinner. Okay, if they added a heat map feature for viewing just part ofs. Could be a bugger to find after you've hidden them. Yeah, so what I tend to do is turn on the... It's just to turn on the, like, what's it called? turn on the curbs and the railings and stuff, and then just click them. And then when you finish building, switch them back off again. Gone a bit blank now. What's my... I'm looking for something that's just like around a ring. Yeah, that'd work. Diddle-a-diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-diddle-a-diddle-a-doo. Just getting into the video, just getting back into the game. Hey MS Queen, how you doing? Love the video. Nice. I was just thinking actually the way I should have done this was to actually... I'm trying to think how you put a path round in a circle. What's the easiest way to make a path into a circle? Never thought of using that piece as a border. Well, I didn't until I saw it. I just wanted a curve, basically. Just can we use it? Can we use it as like a rail as well? Yeah, I guess we kind of could. Yeah, that's kind of alright. Okay, so let's find a... So what shall we have? What have we got here? I think we've like native... That's not native. I think we've gone with like... Well, I went with ash and... What's that? A birch. We could go with an oak as well, maybe? Let's have a look at the oaks. Yeah, they're always a bit huge, the oaks. They're a bit sort of dense, aren't they? They're a bit too much. Oh, wowzers. That is very generous. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you for the $20. Blimey. That's very cool of you. Thank you so much. Oh, I've gone a bit quiet now, sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me while I'm bashful. Right, let's go with this. So there's elm. So excited to see new content. So have you been away from the... I recognise your name. You've been away from the game for a while. Birch? Quite like the birches. It's not quite as... Maybe the ash. It just doesn't feel like it's kind of big enough, does it, for that? If we just do... And then... kind of add another bit. Can that be done? We got a trunk. Had knee surgeries. Let's discuss it, but it took me away for a long time. Well, hopefully it's better now. But yeah, very much appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Yeah, that's a bit more dramatic now, isn't it? I think that's kind of cool. Having the new foliage and animals. Yeah, there's so much new. If you've been away for a while, it's definitely so much cool stuff. I think we definitely are due some new game-changing thing. I think that is going to be a. As I said earlier, if you kind of base it on the big dramatic pack, Christmas pack of the aquatic, you have to kind of assume there's something coming, and I think you have to assume that's got to be Avery's. It's tough to kind of think of what something else that wasn't quite. There's something else that's kind of big game changer. What would that be for the game? Like, there's a bunch of things I'd love to see. Like, I definitely would love to see a European pack. I know there's a bit of a sort of snooty snobbery in the community that doesn't see that there's like animals that you can have in Europe that aren't anywhere else. Well, there are. I'm thinking about doing a video about it because it seems to be one thing that most of the other content creators who tend to be American all think, well, there aren't really animals in Europe. But you could definitely have some decent European pack that's not just a photo, just an architecture thing. So I'm tempted to kind of do a Cowbury. I'm tempted to do a little like DLC speculation video on what you might see in a European pack. So this can... Oh, that's not great, is it? This can be quite dressed because it's obviously something somewhat of a feature. For Christ's sake. Just to get that bit of mulch. There we go. European would be awesome. Thought we would get that before more African animals. To see it, plus building items from Europe. Yeah, I think personally that we could just get, in terms of like architectural stuff, that we could just get something that basically improves the classic pack, because a lot of the classic pieces are just a bit, I don't know, they're a little bit too computer gamey, if that makes any sense. They're a little bit too like SimCity. I hope they don't go too kind of twee with it. If they do it, but I'd be interested to see what they would add. What's the ones I really like here? Dwarf. So I really like these. I've added these loads in the Antiquity. Oh. Just gonna fix that. Just a little bit of this in there as well. Ba, ba, ba. But yeah, I think there's quite a decent scope for a European pack. Yeah, that looks alright. Right, so I think I'm probably going to use just my implied benches for this. So these are mine as well. So obviously no one will sit on them, but they are just way easier to place because you just plop them down where you want to plop them down. So the ones with the backs, maybe not. Maybe the ones not with the backs. Yeah, I think we'll go with those. You do want an English garden or European flowers section. Tudor housing would, which I know I could make, but want the pieces pre-made. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I can see how that fits. I'm not sure. I'm not saying we wouldn't see it, but like you wouldn't see a zoo in Europe with Tudor architecture. It just wouldn't. I mean, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't see it, that they would just add it from a sort of theming point of view. I personally think they've always slightly struggled with getting away from the main street thing, because that you get to do that in theme parks. You get to build a main street and have it all feel like super themey. Doesn't really make sense in a zoo. Like, there are so few zoos that have that. There's like Paradise or whatever it's called. That's the most kind of theme parky zoo. But like most European zoos don't have like almost like a big sort of shopping mall section that's heavily themed. Yeah, that looks kind of cute. Maybe we'll give it some. Should we make a little bird box? Little bird box might be quite cute up there. What building pieces or deco animals would you like to see to represent Europe? I'm kind of tempted to hold on that one because I'm thinking I'm probably going to make a video on it. So I will refrain from telling you. I feel like the game could use some more fonts, definitely. Hello to everyone here. I'm from Mississippi. Ah, that's where MS Queen comes from. Mississippi Queen. Yes, gotcha. Yeah, Manchester, England. Building pieces or decor animals like to see. Yes, I just read that one, didn't I? In terms of building pieces, I think that is probably how they'll go. But I'm not sure. I guess maybe they do it because they know, we're at that stage where people are like, not just building zoos, we're building like surrounding villages and towns and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I think that's kind of cute. Have we got any kind of lights going on here? Did I do any lights? Yeah. Actually got any lights yet, have we, through this whole section? It's coming together. It's definitely coming together. Right, let's bring some guests in. Let's have a save. See what they actually do. They probably don't use this section at all. It didn't come over here, do they? When I think about animals unique to Europe, I think about the European lynx that can be found in the... Yes, that's definitely one of them. USA really doesn't have themed zoo buildings. In fact, most zoos are constantly added. Yeah, I think that's the case with most zoos. Well, not just because they... Yeah, they just... Is this an actual bench? Oh, that is an actual bench. I think they probably will go more down the route of it being classic, that they bump up. And that will be fine. I just think it's a little bit. It's going to be a little bit themey still. Why are they so cold? Oh, it's the scenario map. That's the reason why they're so cold. Don't wear t-shirts then, you wallies. Right, so they're going into the ticket place to get their tickets, and then they'll come back out again. Go past the lady who checks their tickets, who doesn't check their tickets. And then they just go. You're supposed to come over here. I don't think it needs a lot more. I mean, obviously it needs stuff here, but I don't think this actual square... Oh, it probably needs some stuff here, but I don't think it needs... Oh, I'll tell you what it does need. It needs some floor clutter. Alright, so let's pause that. So... what did I call these? So these are mine. So I never remember what I call stuff. Oh, there we go. Train holes and manhole covers. So some of this bump spread about just to give it a bit more floor clutter. Don't look at the pieces. Don't look at the piece count. Don't you worry about the piece count for that one. That's okay. We just stick that in there. Don't you worry about how many pieces it's going. Originally from Germany, anyone to see a really cool zoo, I'd recommend. Yeah, that's the one I just said about. Paddy Dizer. That's definitely the most. Well, to be fair, it's the most zoo, I think, because it's much more like it's a theme park. I mean, it's wicked. It's really cool to look at, but it's super themey. It's the most kind of yeah, as I say, it's the most expensive looking, kind of crazy. I think of Europe, I think of so many different styles and architecture. I love the beauty of the German forest. Travel more to see more. In Germany and Italy for 3 years. Nice. They must see the coat. They will all leave if they see the coat. What do you mean, Lindsay? Why? Because they'll just feel that there's nothing else in the zoo that can top it. They'll have such a sense of purposeful achievement from their day that they'll just be like, we might as well just go home. Don't even need to see the elephants or the lions or anything. Let's just go. God, at least go to the centre. At least try to go in the centre of the tile. No. That's not how builders work. Just plonk stuff in. No, 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 no. I'm not going over the edge of the tile because that would be madness. Here lies madness. After seeing the coat, then life will be complete. I know, exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that did help. Maybe a couple of these as well. Not too much more. Don't get too excited, Tobes. Don't get too overboard with it. I've still got to do this out here as well. I still haven't worked out what I'm doing with the guest spawner. So this one might be a struggle. There we go. Okay, right, those can go. I did visit Frankfurt's zoo. I was totally blown away at how well the animals' exhibits were and being cared for in the very natural type environment. So it's just disappointing. I think that's the same most places. It can be really hit and miss in the UK as well. You can get zoos that are like really, really amazing, and then the thing is, there's lots of zoos in the UK that were like previously like private collections, like estates and stuff, and then they became like, you know, moved into a public thing, but they tend to just not have enough space, and they tend to just not quite have like enough of the logistics and things, or just, you know, the architecture just doesn't work, and they don't have the budget just to like build whole new things. Don't look at the coat. Don't look directly at the coat. If you just look at it from the side, no, not from the side, because the side's its worst profile. Never look directly at the coat. You can't look straight at its natural beauty. You must give it the stink eye. Let's give it the side eye. That's all you're allowed. So these are all off the workshop. These are not mine. Oh, grouping. Welsh Mountain Zoo sucks. Not seen that one. It's great if you look at it with your eyes shut. Yeah, totally right. It's a bit like, you know, it's like that thing with Jaws, isn't it? Like, Jaws looks crap when you actually see the shark. So if you never see the coat, then your imagination can make the coat whatever you like it to be. You can imagine the coat. Do you remember us making this stupid door on stream as well? It looks absolute garbage, but I made myself a custom door for some reason. Christ alive. I like the rest of it in here though. The rest of it's cool. Yes, some zoos have become private, but now must decide to close and send animals to areas that are better equipped to care for the animals. My city zoo is one of them. Instead of I am legend, I am cold. I am cold. Talking of janky zoos of a sort, does everyone know what's starting? Is it? It might even be tonight. I don't. It may have already been on in the US. It's the new series of Tiger King. Starting tonight on Netflix. I think it's tonight. Me and my it's like messaged my bestie earlier. I was like, you know, you're not allowed to watch it because I'm supposed to be seeing her on Friday. I was like, you're not allowed to watch it. We need to get gluten-free snacks in, and we're gonna watch the new series of Tiger King together. Full wooden coat instead of full wooden jacket. Yes, exactly. Car Crash TV is fine. It absolutely is. I mean, I'm a bit of a snob. I'll openly admit I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to film and television. But it's so watchable. I mean, the original series was. This one might be absolute. Excuse me. Might be absolutely terrible. Oh, God. All of that just to move it down a smidge. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. I mean, that's the whole point. That is the whole point. But I guess if you live in America, it's probably not quite the same. I haven't seen the first season yet. Oh, dude, you've got to watch it. Your homework for tonight. Binge watch all of it. Binge watch the whole lot. I mean, it is basically like real life soap opera. You just keep going, how is this person real? How has this person not been... surely this is someone that's been written. You can't create this story. It's just mad. Everyone in it is just like a caricature. Oh, you're so... That's so nice of you. Goodness me, another $20 donation. Thank you so much, MS Queen. Much appreciate it. Have a great night or day. Love the ideas. Thank you very much. I think we're probably not far off and finished, to be honest. It was the coat that did it, didn't it? I think that was it. I think it was the coat. Coat alone was worth $20. Just couldn't write it, Daniel. You watch it with a drop drawer. Yes, exactly right. And to be fair, Daniel, I'm a bit like that as well. Is that I tend to, as soon as something's like, oh, you must watch this, I'm always a bit like, I don't like anything that I'm supposed to like. Out of pure bloody mindedness, I'm like, no, I refuse to watch it then. I refuse. But no, it is, you will watch it. I watched it. The first time I watched it, I think I've watched it 3 times, to be fair. I think I've watched the whole series 3 times, which is pretty terrible. I don't know if I want that. I feel like it interferes. No, it's not that. It's not the one. Tell you what we might just do is just put... I might just put this in there. But like down. There's something. It's definitely this building. I mean, the piece count in this area is crazy. Because don't forget, every one of those is like 2,600 pieces. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. 163. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but you can feel it. I think that's why my... Yeah, it feels weird. Moving around this feels weird. So this will have to go on the workshop as a habitat. It won't be able to go up as a building. Actually, even this floor's all mad, isn't it? Because this floor's all quite... What did I make these out of? Yeah, planters. I wasn't going to watch it, and then my cousin's sister loved it for its madness. Talking about Tiger King, I haven't watched it. It looks so trashy. It is trashy. It's trash. It is trashy, but it's something. I don't know. It's just. It is like it's like a real world soap opera. Well, I think this new one is supposed to be. Well, yeah, without spoiling, but it's supposed to be some of the slightly deeper dives into some of the stories. Let's just say. I think I don't know a lot about it, but. That's not whatever I just did there. Let's not do that. It's like a human train wreck. Yes, it definitely is. Right, what was I gonna do in this little? Maybe just like some little things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to. I think it's tonight it starts. I feel like when I watched it, I binged it all within like a couple of days. There are 8 episodes, all of which are between 40 and 50 minutes long. Is that the new one or the old one? And they're not all on Netflix like now, are they? I can't really remember. I haven't watched anything on Netflix in ages that's been like brand new. So are they coming straight to Netflix all 8? It's not like you have to wait, do you? They're all on now. Eek. Is that poking through? Yes. Oh God. It does not like me being around this building. Not sure about those. No, all 8 episodes are available for binge watching. Currently rewatching The Witcher Season 1 because Season 2 is about to drop soon. I haven't seen any of that. What can we put here? Maybe a statue? It's a bit naff though, isn't it? Is it not letting me use my Z key? Little cheeky tape here. I don't know if we've actually got any tape here. So that actually works alright. Probably should have done that with that tree as well. Oh, render the rest of the textures maybe? Interesting. Oh, that's great. Yeah, we're going to put something in with that tree, I think. What shall we bung in there then? Chimpanzee that. It's a shame there's not more poses of these. Because it would be nice, wouldn't it, to have a couple of other... So you can have like a few different ones. Night, Lisa. Thank you very much for hanging out. Yeah, we'll be going soon anyway. I mean, I'm definitely nearly done. Yeah, that looks all right. All right, last thing then. I was going to make a little flower, a little bird box. Yeah, I've been watching. I'm still watching Peaky Blinders. I'm on the last season of that. That's my binge one on Netflix. Yeah, I would like to just randomly go back to the DLC's conversation for a minute. I'd be quite happy to see a revisit to a bunch of continents. Like an extension to the Australia one, for example. Be really cool. Never been able to get into Peaky Blinders. Yeah, I really like the style, like everything about it. It's just, I think it's really cool. It's really, shot really interestingly and stuff as well. Got a few in my list, thinking Peaky Blinders will be the next series to watch. Yeah, it's just really, it's quite. I mean, it's quite. To be honest, it's quite easy just to kind of blitz through a lot of it. And it moves through quite a lot of time as well, which is kind of cool. So you get like little different snapshots of kind of things that were going on at the time, which I think is quite interesting. Let's close that little. Yeah, I definitely would recommend it. I think Cillian Murphy's really good. I mean, the whole cast is really good in it as well. I didn't realise it's because Tom Hardy's in it for quite a while. Bracket? Maybe? Is it going to be too big? Yep. Too big. Oh, not too bad. Not miles off. What about the other way round? No. Excuse me, I'm trying to think of another piece that's like that. I forget this can't be recoloured. Maybe just a post piece then. It's probably a bit low, isn't it? Maybe we'll push it up a bit into the tree. Yeah, that does something. Little thing. Got a few things in. What continents you haven't? What continents haven't you been yet? Except Antarctica. Just assume you've been there, like most humans. You haven't been there. What continents you mean in real life? I've not been to South America. That's been on my list for ages. I think that's the only continent I've not been to. Apart from the, Arctic and Antarctic, obviously. There are 4 series I keep getting nagged to watch. Peaky Blinders, Sons of Anarchy, Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. So Walking Dead I'm watching at the moment as well, re-watching. Because I stopped at, I don't remember where, somewhere. Sons of Anarchy I've heard is supposed to be very good as well. Right, peeps, I think that's going to be it. So what did we actually achieve? We achieved a tree. A little bit. We've achieved a little office space. We've achieved a coat. We'll never talk of again. Oh, it's come back! cannot kill the coat. The coat is indestructible. Yeah, this is alright. This is alright. Porn star rope. Made a fan, which is pretty garbage as well. Yeah, this is okay. The coat is the triumph. Yeah, we should have stopped at the coat. I just made the coat and be done with it, shouldn't I? Right, that's going to be it, peeps. Thank you very much for hanging out. We can't do a raid because we're on YouTube. I will be as I said, I'm not 100% sure I'll be making a video this Saturday. I'm just kind of ad hocing everything at the moment. We should name Coat. Maybe in the next one. I want to try and get this finished. As I said, if anyone who wants to join this community zoo, come in and contribute to a bunch of these things, is welcome to do so. You got to have all the DLCs. That's the only caveat, I guess. Join the Discord. And if you're watching this after the fact, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching it. Much appreciated. Always helps me out. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Oh, and thanks for the tips. I forgot to say. I think Emma's Queen already went, but thanks for the tips. Much appreciated. Love you. Bye.